Hi traders, this is Forex Nelson and I'm back today with another 4 trades. Today's date is February the 3rd. Actually, these 4 trades I put yesterday morning, February the 2nd at about just before 7, and one was a little after 8, as you can see the time in here. I let these trades run a little bit longer, and once it hits the 5 p.m., that is 5 p.m. right at this point here, 5 p.m. New York time, their swap rates kick in. Now on 3 of them I actually got paid money, and that's why I let these 4 trades run, to show you sometimes you're going to pay swap rates, like on this Euro CAD right here. I had to pay the broker money, and then of course on these 3 the broker paid me money. I brought up the swap rates from my broker, which is GCI Financial. So long, which means we're buying right here. If it's positive, the broker will give you money, and of course if it's negative, as this situation on the Aussie CAD, minus 9.1, if I was to sell this pair and let it run through or past 5 p.m. New York time, right here, then, like I said, either the broker will pay me money or I have to pay the broker. Now, sometimes I'll take a quick look at the swap rates. I'm usually out of the trade by 5 p.m., but if it charts looks pretty good that I can grab some more pips and I can get paid swap rates, as you can see down here, I got paid a lot more money than what I paid the broker. So you can play with the swap rates to your benefit. If this was reverse, then maybe it's a better judgment call to close the trades before 5 p.m. At least on my platform here, 5 p.m. right here. So if you don't know what your swap rates are, just contact your broker, and it should be printed right on the website. And once you just copy it, put it in a Word document, and then you have it handy to let you know whether you should stay in the trade or close the trade. So keep an eye on your swap rates, as there is bonus money to be made. So moving right along to this Euro CAD trade, let's see where I got in. Had to put it up on the 30 minutes here so I can go back to yesterday. Now I took the trade in real time on the 15 minutes. This was looking much better and much closer to the moving averages, and it was hooking around, like I said, on the 15 minutes, and everything, as you can see down at the bottom, was still looking good for a continuation of a move down. But as you well know, the market is very random and it can do pullbacks just like this. And of course, these workhorses, you're going to need sometimes more than 10 or 20 pips. But as long as the charts are looking pretty good, then you know the market's going to either go up or down, and at that point you can take the trade. Now, as I was watching it, and once it hit this point and the fractals were kicking in, I knew that it was going to start to go down and give me a chance to either close out the trade, and or, as I decided to let it run a little bit more, and I closed it out this morning, actually when I got up. So let's see, this morning, by the way, it was more than 50 pips pulled back against me, and I closed out the trade, looks like with 40 pips, and 40 pips to the good paid $3,126. And I did decide to let this trade run to show you that sometimes you have to pay the broker money in swap rates. So The next pair that we're looking at is the Euro Aussie. Again, I had to put it up on the 30 minutes. Now on a higher time frame, the trend is down, and so I decided to sell it. Same situation here, did go against me, but as long as you know that the overall trend is either up or down, then remember 10 or 20 pips will not hold. This actually did more than 60 pips, but I knew once I saw this candle and it started working its way down, I knew that it was going to get paid swap rates at this point. So I just decided to let it go, especially after I saw how the charts look like at this point in time. And I knew that it was going to keep going down. And by the time I wake up in the morning, I knew I was going to be making pips. At this point is where I closed the trade with 45 pips. And 45 pips on the Euro Aussie paid $3,427. Now I just wanted to point out how important it is to let you know that all trading systems will work less than 50% of the time. It took me 8 years and over 700 trading systems to learn that. To get that up to 80 or 90% success rate, you will have to learn how to trade the flow of the market, which is what I teach. You'll also have to learn trade management and money management. And once you master those three things, then trades like this, as long as you are good at trade management and you don't mind, it doesn't bother me if it goes 30, 40, 50 pips against me, as long as I know which way it's going to eventually go and give me pips. So moving on to the next pair, Euro New Zealand. Let's see what happened there. Up on the 30 minutes, let's drag and drop this up. Now this is a much better looking chart. Sometimes I pull the trigger. Most of the times I pull the trigger, the charts look very good, and every once in a while it doesn't look quite as good, but remember what I said, trade management. Once you master that, then you're going to have a lot more successful trades. Only after you master the flow of the market. And remember, the last 6 systems I built last year, 2020, they all teach the flow of the market. And I suggest you get your hands on more than one. So moving right along here, I got in at this cursor. Now this one did happen to go against me, 50 pips. Remember what I said, these workhorses, 10 or 20 pips will not hold, but as long as you analyze the charts properly, you know which way it's going to go. Now I could have just patiently wait for it to come back up here, but I'm trying to get into trade. Sometimes I'm distracted by talking to traders. And so I just double check, reanalyze the charts. If I sense that I made an error, I'll just close the trade. And about 1 out of 10 trades, if that, I close the trade with a reasonably small stop. But once I know that it's going to give me pips, then I just have to weather, 30, 40, 50 pip going against me. And I let it run. Then I ended up getting paid right here, swap rates. And I closed out the trade this morning when I got up. Looks like with 113 pips. And those 113 pips on the Euro New Zealand paid $8,068. Keep in mind that these fractals are based on the 1 hour time frame. And once I drop it down to the 30 minutes, then you see 2 fractals. And of course, if I drop it down to the 15 minutes, you will see 4 fractals. Moving right along to the pound New Zealand. Let's just drag and drop it up and see what that looks like. Again, this, when I actually pull the trigger down on the 15 minutes, So let's run a check on this pair. I took this trade at this point in time. Everything was looking good down at the bottom, and the moving averages are looking also pretty good for selling, of course. Now, it did do this pullback. I decided to let it run, especially once I saw this, and not a big deal. I knew I was going to get paid swap rates, which ended up giving me a bonus of $125. Took the trade here at this point. Now, at one point, it was going against me about 30 pips, not a big deal. When I saw these fractals here locking in and then going down, I knew that I was going to get some pips, so I kept an eye on this trade. Got up in the morning. Finally, I decided to close the trade. This one looks like with 121 pips. And 121 pips on the pound New Zealand. Paid $8,716. So this was a great or pretty good trading day, as the pip total came to the most pips I made in one trading session. Turned out to be 319 pips, and those 319 pips paid $23,485. And don't forget the swap rates. So if your system is not producing like the fractal trigger system, I suggest that you get your hands on it. And if you look right below this video, you'll see my contact information. Now, it's the fractal trigger system. I do charge $250 for it. Comes with 4 gigabytes of training, and you'll get an exact copy of my system on your MT4 platform. Remember, MT4, not the MT5 platform. So, now within the package, you'll get 4 MT4 templates, 10 custom indicators, and of course my favorite meter. Comes with a lot of PDF books and a lot of Word documents, and this is what you're going to need. A lot of education to succeed. Remember, all you need to succeed at trading the markets is a lot of education and a lot of chart time. And once you learn how to trade the flow of the market, every system in the trading world will start producing well over 80% win rate. But you must learn how to trade the flow of the market. Could not understand after around 8 years and 700 systems, all the systems were just so crappy, 30-40% win rate was just terrible. But it's not the system, it's just I did not know how to trade the flow of the market. So moving right along here, there's a lot of ways to trade, so I teach a lot of ways to trade. That's why there's 42 training videos, and I threw in 9 bonus videos. Now, the one that I like the most is a great way to trade. It's right here. You're looking at an example of it on the right hand side here, using all the indicators. Comes with a very high success rate as long as you follow the rules that I teach within the training videos. Now, there's a lot of other things here that I'm not going to go through. All you got to do is put on pause, slowly look through it. If you have any questions, all you got to do is pick up the phone and call me. Here's my number. I actually do answer the phone unless I'm talking to a trader or busy. But if you live too far, here's my email. Remember, there's an underscore here. Now, over the years, I've been producing trigger systems. If you click on this link right here, you'll see 30 screenshots. And keep in mind, I really do prefer Skype. All you got to do is click on this link. Then we'll have a connection through Skype. And through Skype screen sharing, I will give you a free session and answer your questions and give you some tips and tricks. Remember, no obligation. So that just about wraps up this video, and if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Until the next trade, good luck with your trading, and remember to keep yourself and your family safe.